Hey everybody, this is Pinoy and Hulk again, doing another deck profile here at Phoenix Games with Raymond.
Hello everyone.
He is running a modified Mermail deck, which is...
Let's call it water control.
Well, it is control.
Let's popularize that term.
Yes.
Why
Alright,
don't we?
let's go ahead and go into it.
Alright, hello everyone. My name is Raymond. Check out my books there on Amazon.com. Search for my name, Raymond Alfonso. So obviously this is a water deck. You cannot go wrong with 3 lins, you need it. 3 guns, I'll explain in a minute why I play 3.
Thank you.
Actually that minute has arrived. I have 3 pikes and an Abyss Sturge, and I'll explain to you why I play Abyss Sturge. Some people say it's a bad card, don't play it, it gets from the graveyard. No. If you've seen these 4 things interact with each other, if you have this in hand, Lin gets destroyed, right? Fetches Abyss Spike, discard Abyss Gun, get something, and then... Wait, I lost myself because I'm not facing the right way.
It's okay.
Oh, here we go. Alright. So let's say you have a marksman. He goes summon. Right?
Okay.
Let's say this is in the grave. Pitch Abyss Gun. Get whatever, level 3. Summon. Pitch another level 3. Because you can use their effects only once per turn. And then now you have plus 0'd on in your hand. You have 2 cards in hand that are level 3 monsters. Maybe a Lind, maybe a marksman, and now you have 2 level 4s, and you can go crazy with my extra deck. You'll see it later. Do you have any questions so far?
Nope, doing great.
Alright, that's 10 cards. And the rest of the gang, we have 3 marksmen, self-explanatory. Some people run 2, I prefer 3 because I don't run heavy infantry.
Would you say it's more consistent to run 3, especially...
Oh yes, definitely. It's good to draw into one and search for another one. You always want the option to either, if you already have a marksman in hand, you're like, I'm gonna go get a Lind with Spike.
Okay.
But when you have 3, it's so consistent.
Do you find that Dragoon is a little cloggy at times with running 3, or for your specific build?
Oh no, never. Never, and I will answer that question with these following cards. 3 Abysstus, 3 Abyss Megalo, and 1 lead.
Why 1 lead?
1 lead, I think, is enough for the current meta. I used to run 2, and people will be like, oh, you run 2? I'm like, yeah, well, I have to because when he dies, the only way to recycle him is with Abyss Gun. So right now, 1 Lind is fine for me.
So
1 lead.
Let's go back to you, Raymond. I know, but I would like the audience to know, why no Diva? What is the hate on Diva? I want to get that spiel on this.
I am gonna give you the statement that I've been saying to everyone. Deep Sea Diva is bad. Please don't play her. Diva's bad. Your arguments for Diva being good is, oh, it's such a 1 card out to everything. You can go Catastor, you can go Armory Arm, you can go Gachi Gachi. Diva's bad. I'm sorry,
Thank
Diva's
you so
bad.
much, Raymond. Alright, let's go ahead and go
Please
through...
don't hate me for it.
No one's gonna hate you.
Okay.
Anybody hates you. The dislike button. Alright, let's go ahead and continue this.
Also, my statements are my statements. They do not necessarily support those of, what's your YouTube name?
It's gonna be under Pinoy Hulk.
Pinoy Hall.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I think that's the monsters, yes?
Yeah, that completes the monster. Let's go ahead and go into your spells. remember that face. Remember this face about Diva. You know it.
Divas are bad. Don't
So
play
bad.
them.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna save these 2 spells because they go with the traps.
Okay, absolutely.
But spells are... None of them need explanation.
No, not really.
Okay.
Especially with this build and the control, Avarice. I find. Do you find that Mermails should always run avarice, no matter what build?
If you're running Diva,
Yeah.
definitely. If you're running Diva, definitely. If you're running this build, the Mono Mermail is what it's called, but I don't call it mine because mine is different.
Okay.
I would still say yes. It's great mid game. It's obviously great end game in any deck. Pot of Avarice is a good end game. If you start with it, if you open with it, I would say that you will have less of a fear to dump your monsters. I mean, I would dump a Megalo and an Abysslin so I can get the Megalo Search if I open with it, because I know I have Pot of Avarice, you know.
So it's your safe factor.
Yes, if you open with it, then you just go ham on your, and then I would go Exceed because that will fuel the graveyard if you opened with it.
Is that a super or ultra?
It's a gold.
It's a gold.
I'm not a rarity whore.
You're not rarity.
I'm not.
Lies.
You are lying.
I am not. Just
Everybody knows that Raymond is lying right now.
just because my MSD say magic card. And not spell card. Well, one of them says spell, but
Yeah, whatever. Okay, let's go ahead and continue.
oh, this is Portuguese. I also speak Portuguese, so I can read this to you if you want. No, okay, that's okay.
You want to? You want?
Prove me wrong.
Prove it.
Okay. Reviver monstro. It means monster reborn, obviously. Escolha uma carta de monstro do seu cemitério ou do seu motor e do seu adversário e coloque-o no campo sob seu controle, em posição de ataque ou defesa, com a face para cima. Isto é considerado uma invocação especial.
What? Dude, he just showed you. He showed you.
I can do the same thing. Show me another monster reborn. I'm not
Translate it, please.
Okay.
All right, let's just continue. Let's continue.
Traps.
Let's go.
Let's go with 3 spheres and double squall.
Okay. I've seen builds with only 2 of each.
2 and 2.
2 and 2. What is your personal opinion about that?
I've always played 3 spheres.
Okay.
Only because
Made it?
I don't know. I just think you need 3 because yes, you can search it with Megalo,
Correct.
but if you already have 1 sphere in hand and a Megalo,
It'd be pointless.
no, you'll summon Megalo. If you know your opponent, if you already know your opponent's deck, then you can choose another sphere and set double sphere or the squall.
Okay.
So I think 3, in my opinion, is needed.
All right.
And I've seen people run only 1 squall with the amount of Mermails here.
Yeah.
Triple Abyssus, triple Megalo, a Turge, a Pike, and I mean Abyss Squall with these guys in the graveyard. And when you can pay cost for each of them, like with Marksman and Abyss Gun, because you can activate them in the same turn. So that's why I run 2 Abyss Squalls.
Okay.
Because I don't run Diva, because Diva's bad.
Like I said, remember that face. Remember that face.
Here, I'll show you a profile. And a face shot. And here's the rest of my deck.
Okay.
3 of these guys,
I have seen that come
3
out
of these
a
guys,
lot.
and 2 of these girls right here.
Okay. I would like you to explain why with these 2 and why with these 2. Because if you don't know what Mind Crush is doing, you go home. Just go home.
Get off my page, because Diva sucks.
Diva sucks. Alright, let's go ahead into, what was that? Spiritual Water?
Spiritual Water Art Aoi, whatever it is pronounced, Aoi.
It's 12 languages and you can't pronounce that.
It's Japanese, that's why he doesn't speak Japanese.
I know a little bit of Japanese. Ohayo gozaimasu.
Kishinai dates, okay?
Kawaii, kawaii.
It's okay now.
Let's start with Spiritual Water.
Okay, thank you.
When you open Abyss Pike and Dragoons, that's obviously, you have a Pike on the field.
Correct.
And if you draw this, it's a free look at your opponent's hand's first turn, so you get to look all 6 of their cards.
I play Reaper.
And
What's the big difference between Reaper and...
with this and this combined,
Reaper's faster. This deck is all about
That's just a deadly combo.
you in this game, Fire Fist, the mirror, Mind Crush is live maybe 75% of the time. Searching.
no, live.
I don't even know. What's the meta? This wind-ups are still alive.
Yes,
so
they are.
you know they reveal Shark, you Mind Crush Shark.
Well, tonight we've ran, there's a ton of macro rabbits, there was a ton of Fire Fist, 6 Sams. I think there was only 1 plane tonight, which was sadly not me. I ran my Fire Fist.
The only deck I think that Mind Crush is not that viable is Macro Rabbits.
Really, and why is that?
They don't really search. You know?
I understand. Would you say you were going against them, and what'd you pull on? Did you use Mind Crush in the battle?
I used Mind Crush today. I dueled Chain Burn, and I lost first game obviously.
Yeah, I was next to
Obviously.
that, and I can't believe he Mind Crushed. What was it? Just the Zerts.
I was like,
that was ridiculous.
Set. He was like, draw face Mind Crush. Just the Zerts. I hit not 1, but 2. And then I was like, I saw all 4 of his traps. I'm like, I know what your traps are now.
Yep, it wasn't a Wabaku.
It was a Wabaku.
We were playing memory games when we were
Dimensional
doing
Ball.
that.
And then I drew this guy, and then I don't drew this guy right
Okay.
here.
All
So
right, let's go ahead and go to the DD.
DD Designator.
Gonna get it.
Let me preface what I'm gonna say by saying that DD Warrior Lady is my favorite card
Of all time?
of all
or-
time.
Really?
DD Warrior Lady, DCR from Dark Crisis. DD Warrior Lady, she's my favorite card.
Yes.
When
I thought it was Diva.
Shut up.
on the opposite end of the spectrum, yes, Diva would be on the other
Okay,
end.
okay.
No, not really. I'm sure you know what this does. You declare a card and you banish it. So, when you know their hands with Mind Crush, when you know their hands with this guy, then you...
Just a horrible combo to get rid of.
This is, in fact, a 1-for-1, but number 1, you get to see their hand, and number 2, you get to banish a card that they have.
Correct.
You know,
Alright.
maybe they went, you know, bear, Poppy or whatever, attack with bear, activate tanky, get bear. Next turn, you go bear, they go banish, and I get to see your hand.
So, yet again, let's get this name on this this profile. Let's trademark that name.
What name?
What would you call this Mermail deck?
I'll call this Water Control.
Water Control.
Water Control.
And you saw it first here, okay?
Yes.
Right, Rayman?
Yes, thank you so
with,
much.
With Diva, right? With Diva.
Wait, what? I don't see Diva here.
All right, thank you guys for watching again.
Oh, okay, I guess I won't get to show my extra deck.
Oh yeah, that's right. He has his extra deck.
Yes, but
Thank you.
it's
Let's actually see that.
it's 2 Abyss Gaios, obviously.
Obviously.
2 big guys,
Hate
obviously.
you.
There's like, does he play 1? Does he play 2? You have to play 2.
You
in
have
this
to play
format.
2. That is
Double Dweller, obviously, for the mirror.
correct.
With the amount of rank or level 4s you have, 3 Pikes, 3 Dragoons, and 1 Turge, you can set this off really easily, especially with the loop I showed you earlier.
Using Bahamut Shark really does help out.
Yes, yes.
I've heard so many like
a face shot of
arguments about Bahamut Shark. A face shot of what?
Saying yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back with Raymond. We had some technical difficulties because a certain someone kept screaming Diva.
Diva!
Yet again.
Yeah, hello again. Thank you for resolving that. You're such a great tech. Let's move on to the extra deck.
Alright, we got the big eyes.
Rank 3s. We have Zen mains.
Okay.
Self-explanatory, when you really need to go on the defensive, you're gonna go, you know, Lind gets Pike ditches Abyss Gun summons Abyss Lind, so you have 2 rank 3s at the start of your turn if you have no other play. This is obviously self-explanatory. You have
enough to even...
you have enough rank 3s, and this guy under this guy is just too crazy. You're like, let me boost myself up and pop one of your back row because obviously
Because
he is water.
he activates in the graveyard. Yes, it is a material,
Yes.
but with the Mermails, a lot of people forget that it's just in the graveyard. It is not considered that material.
It just has to hit the graveyard. It doesn't matter where it came from. If it hit the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, you're
It's
good.
clear. All right. And
This-
I want an explanation about this guy.
This guy, Tempo, has saved me so many times.
Really?
When I see a threatening exceed on the field, and I go into my level 3 plays with Abyss Gun
Okay.
and Abyss Lin, I would sacrifice a live Lin so I can overlay for both and get rid of the materials for the threatening exceed. Also, let's not forget that he's a Jin monster, so with the amount of rank force that you can make, these two guys on the field,
Of course.
they can stay for at least 2 turns. Three if your opponent doesn't get as lucky. It's like, hey, let me run over that Tempo. Okay, effect.
Detach.
Detach. Chances are you already used the effect, so detach. So you have a 22 attacker, and you still have Jin on the field. But whenever I see maybe Tiger King, or if they have a Dolka on the field, I would bait out, well not bait, but have them use the Dolka effect so I can do my actual rank 7 plays.
Which is great. Alright.
And with the amount of level 4s that are in this deck, 3 Pikes, 3 Dragoons, you have space because I don't run Diva. You have space for Maelstrom, Black Ship of Corn for that pesky Zen mains, Cowboy for that
Pesky Zen main.
high attack monster. Or today during or one tournament ago, I had to deal with what's his face, Periton,
Okay.
the chicken with 5 materials.
Oh, yeah.
Basilisk. He had 5 materials, 3500 attack, cannot be targeted by effects, cannot be destroyed by effects. Fortunately, he had a weak monster, I attacked over it and overlaid for Cowboy. I was like, I can get around this, so I'm gonna go ahead and do 800 damage per game.
Yeah. Corn's, you
And
know,
I've gone into Cowboy multiple times when there's a Megalo on the
how
field.
often did you go into Corn?
Not that often,
Yeah,
because
'cause
usually there's better plays.
I personally do not run Corn in any of my decks. I don't know when to actually do it unless I really want to just poke and be a troll for game, you know? Just
Poke
be,
for 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets rid of the Zen mains. It gets rid of the Maelstrom.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, these are primary defensive cards. So when you see them go into it, you already know they're thinking defense. Let me gather some time. That's when you go Black Ship of Corn.
Okay.
Bahamut Shark,
Of course, we saw him. Yeah.
and she goes with him.
Of course. The Shockmaster.
The
If you're not
Shockmaster.
running Shockmaster, guys, there's something wrong with you.
I'm gonna
Like-
say this is personal preference.
For this deck,
For this deck, you can go into Shockmaster easily with Abyss Pike and Abyss Sturge.
but the fodder for that control is
Double Dweller, obviously, double Big Eye, and double Abyss Gaios. One of my favorite plays is having
and I personally lost to this deck several weeks ago.
this guy.
Well, it's easy. Like, I like the fact that Mermails can also span the field just as Six Tams does, but you have more control over it.
And you have more options.
Yeah.
This field, what do you think I can do with this field going into main phase 2?
Great destroy. Well, it depends on what deck going into. because I have not personally played the Mermail deck. So I would have definitely overlaid for it, depending on where I am in the game, is Cowboy or Bahamut.
Bahamut Shark. Effect. Abystrite in attack position. Lead effect. Pitch one card from their hand.
See, now that's broke.
You have a 26, 27. How many cards do you have in your hand? One fewer.
But you're not.
Yep.
So
Alright, and I want to thank you, Raymond.
Thank you
for-
ever so much. It's such a pleasure. Before you go,
Absolutely. We would love to get this out there. Let me take a zoom in on that. Okay, so
that's my name, Raymond Alfonso. This is a token-sized copy of my book. It's called Jack of Spades. It's the first of the Spades Quartet. There's 4 Jack of Spades. Queen of Spades is also out, and a King of Spades will be published this summer. So I'm really excited.
alright guys.
If you would like to check it out, it's available on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble. Also, if you are if you're tech savvy, you can get a copy from either Google Playbooks. It's in a Playbooks form or Amazon Kindle reader. If you have a Kindle or an Android, go for it.
And one last question, can we get the price on that too?
The hard copy is like $13. The Amazon is like $10, and the playbook is like $5.
Alright. Thank you
If
so
you have
much.
a hard copy and you bring it to me, I will be more than honored to autograph it.
Can you sign it to my favorite diva?
To my favorite deep sea diva.
Look at this face, it's never going to be around anymore. Alright, thank you Raymond so much.
Thank you so much. Pleasure, pleasure.
And congratulations on topping at our local tournament.
Thank you.